So basically we're going to change the motor and gearbox on this, because if we switch this on, which it is, and listen to it, it's not very nice to listen to. It sounds awful in the up and horrible. It's the motor and gearbox. So we're going to do a complete strip down. It can be done on the rail, just to help us keep it level and things like that. So start off with the chair. So we've got pushing connectors, clips under here. Keep it all nice and neat as we do it, just to keep things organised. So that's 2 panels off, 3 panels off. So we need to disconnect all the chair plugs from so we can lift the chair off. So it's a battery out job. Batteries out. Tidy. So we've got all these cables to get out that come from the chair. They all need unplugging. Plug through. So you've got your carriage unit, which is this back bit, and your chair. So we need to get these through. 1. 2. 1 more plug. 3. So that's on the chair loom disconnected. Looms, sorry. So you've got 3 bolts that hold the chair on. One's your pivot bolt. So you've got a pivot bolt there, and then these alter your angle. You can have different angles. Take 2 right out, the 2 that are in the slots, alter your angle. You take those out, you've got to watch the chair don't tip right over. Once this is undone, it's loose. That then will just lift off. Take this out here, so it's out of the way. Guess it's a nice dry day. Right, so we've got a carriage unit there now. Yeah. Just make sure you keep all your bits together. You don't want anything going missing. That can stay on. So you keep unplugging, switch it off. for now we've got access to the top of the motor. I'm just going to unplug it. It's just two plugs, brown and blue. Pull that through. Two brake wires, black, two blacks. Those come through. The brown and blue are colour coded on the board, so you can't go wrong. And these two blacks, they can go anywhere, any which way around. They're for your top motor brake top. That's your actually your drive power. So we need to take off this now. So this front panel has to come off. These top ones will just take them off to make it easier. So that can go there. Drop off there. And then you've got one black little screw that holds this front cover on. You take that out. It's 2023 this, and the motor's gone, and it's just a complete fluke. The motors on these are usually rock solid. This one's just been unlucky. So that just pulls forward like that. Take that off as well. Like that. So that's the front panel off. Right, what we're going to do is, on this one, the motor and gearbox in two bits, the motor and then the actual gearbox down here. So we can actually take this off and test this to see if it's the motor making the noise or it's the gearbox. So we'll get, where is it? That's it. You've got 4 bolts that hold the motor on. Just be careful around the board area, you don't want to damage anything. Very delicate bolts. So you don't drop any bolts inside. That's all the bolts out, and the motor will just lift off the gearbox. That's your motor, and that's the gearbox there. So you can actually put that straight to a battery and see what it sounds like. It's going to all get swapped anyway. Now we need 2 batteries. I'd have to put a voltage to the brake to release it, and that to test it.
The brake, is it?
Yeah. Tell you what, we'll just swap it, and then I'll test that back in the workshop and work out if it is the gearbox or the motor that's making noise. We'll just swap the whole thing. So once you've got, you don't have to take that off, but I have done. So what you've got now is you've got 2 big bolts holding this front plate on. So you need to the big bolts top and bottom. So that releases that plate, but also this big front plate, same at the top. So that's all the bolts out. That'll just come out like that, and then this will just come out. That big front plate comes off, chassis plate. Right, so this is your gearbox here, and I'm just going to remove this plastic trim so it'll come off easier. You need to take that trim off, because when you pull the gearbox off, it comes this way and the gear will hook on the back of it, so you need to get that out of the way. So what we've got now is just 4 big bolts that hold it on, but when you take this off and pull it this way, it's going to disengage from the racking, and this is free floating then. So we're going to lock this up by engaging the OSG as we pull it out. So big bolt here.
And what's the OSG again?
Speed governor, the safety mechanism they've all got to have them in.
Yeah.
But that's going to help us hold this in position.
Yeah.
So we're going to deliberately engage it so that, because the only thing that's stopping this shooting down free fall is this gearbox and the drive pinion on the racking under here.
Right.
So when we pull that out, that's going to be in free fall mode. So we're going to lock it on using the OSG. Right, so I need to engage this OSG now. So if you look down through that gap, that's the OSG that locks onto the rail.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to flick it round, and when I put, so I'm going to do it that way. You can do it either way, but that's in the up direction. That's the down direction by pushing it that way.
Yeah.
So this is going to come off this way, and as soon as it comes off, that's going to hold it. Still
You got a bolt left.
Yeah, so it's not put off. Schoolboy error. So I've got my finger pushing the OSG into the rail to stop it from shooting right to the bottom. There's nothing stopping it once this gearbox is out. So now, there we go.
Has it clamped it or not? Has it not?
It's gone now. There. You've got to kind of push it quite hard and pull it down for it to lock into position.
Right.
So that's holding now. It's time for the replacement. Where did you put it? Here.
Down there.
Again, when you wiggle this in, it could knock the OSG teeth out. Straight on. Just hold it with your knee as well, because if it does click out, you don't want it shooting to the bottom. So I just get a knot wound in.
So that's a new gear and motor.
Motor and gearbox. So when we get back to the workshop, I can test that by putting a voltage to the brake and a voltage to the motor, and if that's noisy, just to clarify whether it was the motor or the gearbox that was noisy.
Yeah.
And on its way out. I suspect it's the motor, but we can't tell until we get back to the workshop.
So what might have caused that then? Might that just have been a faulty manufacturing?
Well, you know, everything mass produced, you do get faulty ones, but it's such a new one, you wouldn't expect it.
No, it's only 3 years old.
3 years old, yeah. So fluke. So when you're putting your motor back on, you've got these 3 are on slots. That one is your location one, because it's a proper hole, so that these are adjustable slightly. So you put that one in first.
Right.
Just slacken that off a bit. Lock up. So that is the motor change. I'm just going to tighten these up. Because I did have this off in the workshop. Okay, so we can start putting it back together. So now the motor and gearbox and the pinions on it, it's not going to go anywhere, so you can unrelease that and click that out, and we'll do that shortly. Just doing a bit of Stairlift surgery.
Yeah, thank you. Morning. Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you getting on?
So all the bolts were pretty good at locating, they're not too fiddly.
Yeah, this would be where I would find myself with some extra bolts at the end.
That's no good.
Just put them in my extra bolts drawer.
No, you can't do that on here.
No, it'll start rattling and things fall into pieces.
That's it. It's just mirror image basically.
Each side the same,
Yeah.
both sides.
You need to watch that you don't damage anything like these bars here, and just be careful. It's relatively straightforward to do this. We tightened all the front four up. These four, we tightened the motor onto the gearbox. That's all that mechanical side tightened up. So we can put this back on now, which just clips on and quite easily. Let's get that tucked out there a little bit more. These have got two clips here that you slide it up to get it off. It's down and off, and just push it on, slide it up, everything lines up, and then you've got a holding screw there. Just holds it in place so it doesn't flop about. So that can be repositioned in place. These can go back on. So you've got, it's all written up. You've got brown written on your board. Make sure they're not sloppy. Your blue written on your board, which only leaves that one anyway. And your two blacks, black and black. This can go back into position, which you do it by a little location bit there. Look, it's like a little bow tie shape. You put one side in like that, and then you get this side down and push it into its plastic receiver, and then it just folds down like that. And that's in position now. They're all on. So these can go back on. Okay, we can put these back on. That's not useful, this one. So these panels are in two pieces. If you can't get it on, that just clips off like that. And you can put it on like that, but this bottom one can go on like so. That's on. So we're going to put the chair back on now. So you've got your ring there. That is how you load. That's your loading bolt basically. That's what you load onto before you can line it up and get the angle right. So the way I do this is, let's get the chair, mate. So you can see around the back, I load them on like that, with them sideways, so you can see around the back then, you know.
Alright, yeah.
And then tip it over like that. Pretty handy little nifty trick that.
So you can see where you're going,
yeah,
basically.
you can see over the top of it. When you're loading them on like I took it off, you can't see where anything is to get it
it's
right
all
in that
hidden,
position.
isn't it?
It's a handy little trick that. So it's loose now, it can just tip at any moment, so we want to get a bolt in. Oh, damn, that needs to come back off. 2 bits. Which are these? So these figure of eights, they always go the ones below your loading bolt. So that's not below, that's to the side. So it goes there and there. Now they can pop out these when you're putting stuff in. It can just fall out and be a pain. See what happens there. Sometimes you've got to stick them into something. So basically, shove that back. That's on. Hopefully those figure of eights don't drop out, which they can do. They haven't. flip over because it can. Once the bolts are in the slots, it's impossible for it to flip right over and come off. And I think that's level. She'll lock them up. So, wires back through. Everything's out of the way. It's a little bit fiddly when you've got so many wires. So that's the main one. That's the one. What's going up there? Took them out of there, so the batteries can go in like that. Just get this all around. That's all the wires through, plugged in. I want to go like that to make room for the batteries. It's all tight space. You just need to make sure you route all your wires right so you can get your batteries in and nothing's being pulled on. That's one in. Put your terminals on. Make sure they're tight. Always make sure your battery terminals are tight. And then we have the battery.
Behind you.
So everything's on. Don't think I've missed anything. So you can switch it on now. Number 9. Oh, that's the OSG. So the OSG is still in.
So you need to disconnect the OSG,
Yeah, just disengage it.
disengage it.
That can be done. by little ratchet on the end of the under there and wind it up. Should go the right direction. That's down.
Are you winning?
Yeah, definitely. So I put my hand on the rail to make sure you're going in the right direction. It's to go up.
Away from the lock, basically.
Yeah, away from. So if you try and wind it down, you'll bring it in more, the OSG, and you can break it and bend it.
Right.
So put your hand on the rail and make sure it drives in the direction when you're releasing it. It's going up. Hopefully that should have released it. There you go, all the clicks, clickety click. And we are on edge. One motor changed.
Sounds better.
This cover's back on. Definitely, I'm just going to check that there's three bolts in it. So there's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I must have brought a bolt in it because there's another chair bolt. Must have been in my pack. And stop. Timer off. Done.
All good. 39 minutes.
So the old motor and gearbox is there. And the new motor and gearbox is in, and the sound difference is, is major.
Yeah.
We just need to put that back where it was. Because if we don't, it'll fall out as it goes over it. So power swivel's working, do a bit of stamp on the foot plate just to make sure nothing's been knocked. There's no sensitive switches in the chair because we've had it off and sat on the ground. See, that's quite sensitive. It's not too bad actually, we'll deal with that. So we know it's power swiveling. And just check the foot plate. Powered foot plate's working. Job's a good one.
All good. Excellent.